What's going on, everybody? I got a quick veg update for you. So right now we're looking at the bigger G13. These ones are about to get flipped. They should have been flipped a little bit ago. They're a little close to the light, but I went through and they're not as close. These are just the fan leaves. I split all these, but I was waiting for them to show some vegetative growth at the very top, and they are now. So yeah, these, see, this one's not really, but screw it, you know, I'm gonna flip it. This one over here, I only pinched this one. I don't think I pinched any of the other ones on this plant. So I'm not super excited about these plants, but we'll see how they do during flower. Hopefully they surprise me, but excuse me, they're a little stretched out. Even this one's a little bit more stretched out than I would like it. I like them to stack up super tight. Excuse me. And like the little one that I got, the little G13 that's already got roots and shit. That's, well, there's a few that got roots, as you can see from the last video. But the one with the bendy stalk, that one, what was I freaking saying? I don't know. Anyways, I forget my lose my train of thought sometimes. Cannabis will do that. But yeah, the little plant was stunted. It should be the same size as these, but you know, I overwatered it in the beginning, and now it's probably root bound. Well, actually, I don't know, dude, because there's no roots coming out of the bottom of the pot. So we'll see. It probably just needs to be transplanted into a 1 gallon pot. But I don't want to go crazy because I've only got so much room in the 2x2 tent, and that's going to be my veg tent for the moment. Until they're ready to flower. They're going to be smaller than these, most likely, because there's only so much room in the tent. But yeah, I don't really have a choice. I got to get a bigger tent, a veg tent. So this will stay my flower tent, but I need like a 4x8 veg tent. So I've already got lights for it. I got the TS1000 and the Spider Farmer SF4000. So those will work excellent for veg. These lights, they do good, but you have to turn them, you have to turn the red pretty much down to nothing, if not off completely. I got mine down to 5%, and it's pretty close to metal halide color. You know, it looks almost like metal halide, but I just don't know if the all blue and all white have enough power, you know what I'm saying, to veg out the plants. But then again, when I had the Bad Betty in here last time I was growing, it liked the all blue and white. So maybe it just depends on the strain. For these guys, it didn't seem like it had enough power for whatever reason. They were growing a lot slower. Once I turned up the power, they started growing faster. So I don't know. Like I said, I think it's the genetics, because they really suck. I'm just making do. I'm doing the best they can, you know what I mean, with what I know, and with what the plants will give me. And they ain't giving me a whole lot. Look at how stretched out these are, dude. You know what I mean? And it doesn't mean that this is all going to be, oh, excuse me. It doesn't mean that this is all going to be stacked up hella tight. I don't think so. I think this will be a nug. This will be a nug. You know what I mean? And there might even be 2 nugs here. I don't know. It might turn into just 1 nug. It's hard to say. I really highly doubt I'm going to get even 8 ounces per plant. Not even close, dude. I'll be lucky to get, you know, a QP per plant. I'll be lucky. So, and that's just because they're so small, and they're all spread out. Like I said, I'm not used to, I've never had genetics that were shit. Actually, I can't say that. The Bad Betty wasn't shit. But if you notice in one of my older videos when I was growing Bad Betty at my last house in the shop, when I had my big grow room, the Bad Betty didn't like going past a certain date, and it did not like the light intensity of those double-ended HPS, and it started to foxtail and throw nanners, and I found some seeds in it. And I think part of it, I don't think that had anything really, well, the genetics for one, but the genetics are pretty good. I think most of it was my fault. I just let it go too long, and they were getting too hot, close to the light. They were super tall plants. They were way too close to the double-ended. Way too freaking close. Even with air-cooled hoods. So I got the ACDE. I got 3 of them. Air-cooled hoods. They're probably the best hoods on the market. But you know, I like double-ended a lot. But like I said, you got to have enough room with your ceiling. You know what I'm saying? You got to have enough room in between the plant and the ceiling to be able to use them. You're not gonna be able to use them in a tent. You'd have to turn them way down. The heat that they put off is ridiculous. You'd have to have, you know, of course, air-cooled hoods feeding, getting fed from the outside of the tent, cool air, and blowing it through the hood. And those ACDE hoods, it doesn't blow it through the bulb, it blows it on the outside of the shroud, because there's like a layer in between the reflective panel versus the outside part, or the inside outside part of the hood. So I'd have to show you guys to really explain it better, if you know what I'm talking about, if you've had one or seen them. So they don't push air past the bulb for whatever reason. I don't know why they did that, but you know, it works. So, but anyways, this is what I got going on right now. I haven't watered them in over 24 hours because I want the diatomaceous earth to get rid of all the springtails that I have in here. They're ready to flip. I've got flower nutrients in here. For some reason, it's got like a pinkish hue, but I think it's supposed to be like that from the flower nutrients. There's no reason that this would be any different than the veg that I can think of, but I cleaned this out. So I don't know. I checked the ppms. They're about 1,060 or some shit like that, which is pretty good actually for switching it to flour. I don't want it to be super high. I don't want it to be higher than it is. These were going up to 1,300 ppm on the veg nutrients. I don't know if I can go up higher than that with the flower nutrients. Like I said, I don't want to burn my plants. I'd like to keep it around 1,100 ppm for these guys. Any higher than that, and I'm worried that they're going to start burning. Just is what it is. You can see some tacoing going on some of these leaves. Originally, I thought it was from the fan, but it started to do it a little bit on this plant too. So I think what it was is they were getting watered too often. I had it set up to 5+ minutes on, and then like 15 minutes off, or 10 minutes, I don't know, something like that. It was flooding way too often. So the plants didn't like it. They weren't praying. They had never prayed. Once I switched the feeding regimen to 5 minutes on and 20 minutes off, they started to pray. They liked that a lot better than what I was doing. Like I said, they were getting overfed. It is what it is. They're looking good. I didn't burn them, thank God. But like I said, they did have some leaf curling, some tacoing. So I think I got it squared away. I mean, some people might look at these plants and be like, man, those are good looking plants. But I mean, some people may like them. I personally, I think they're shit, to be honest with you. They should be so much tighter together. It should be way tighter, no development. But it is what it is, you know. You get what you get when you buy seeds like that, that are exposed to the sun and not in an airtight container. I should have known better. But I wanted the G13 strain, you know what I mean? I've always wanted it. I got some shit from, what is it? This guy right here. Let's see. What is that? Silver State Genetics. It was a guy in, I want to say Vegas or some shit like that sent me the cut of G13. It was nice. It stacked up really nice. But I quit running, you know, at my old place. I only brought a few plants over here. And one of them was the Bad Betty. I didn't bring the G13. I didn't have that. So I ended up losing some strains. But it is what it is. I'll get some different strains. This one's going to take a shit. I'm getting rid of it. I've got some little clones. and I'm gonna see what I can do with those. There's that one little shorty. I'm gonna see what I can do with that. But on payday, I'm gonna get some new seeds. So, or I'm gonna try to. Cause I need some new genetics, dude. This is bullshit. Anyways, that's enough. It's been 10 minutes, man. So if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and post them. Like the video, smash the bell, and subscribe to see the rest of my grow. Till next time, peace.